Welcome back to Atramitos. It is the opening game of our first season in charge. We're taking on AEK Athens, and you know what the perfect way to prepare for our first season is? Pantasis club captain announcing he's leaving on a Bosman and a free transfer at the end of the year. Yeah, thank you, Alexandros. Thank you. I'm annoyed. Yes, folks, how is it going? And happy Friday. Welcome back to the Journey Manager. We are here in Greece, and it's all about matches today. We are going to be taking on AEK Athens, and then after that, the small matter of PS Kalamata. Not going to pretend I've ever heard of them. Media prediction of 14th. I hope we win this one handsomely. Now, of course, if you didn't see it yesterday, we did a transfer special. I did add a sprinkling of extra players to our ranks off the end of the episode. We had about another kind of few weeks of the season to play. I've played through them, and there's 4 new signings. First of these is a player you were already aware of in Chavos. We were looking to sign him on a free transfer. He's officially joined us. Definitely a squad player. If he's playing for us regularly, we've had a lot of injuries. Elsewhere, you might remember Akis. I wanted to sign Akis, and then the contract negotiations broke down. I went back in for him. I gave him the money he wanted. £24,000 a week for this guy. Signed from Sampdoria, who have been languishing down in Serie B for a while. I like the look of this guy. He is going to be displacing Mark from the first team. I hope my son can forgive me. I mean, when you look at the head-to-head, the comparison, it's not really close, is it? We have made 2 more transfers, though. Of course, Gorka is our starting goalie, but we lacked some depth. And whilst I was looking for depth, I stumbled across a player who is going to be our starter. Yeah, that's sometimes how it happens in Football Manager, isn't it? Here is Fivos Astapologlu. I'm just going to call him Fivos because it's easier for all of us. This guy is 23 years old. We signed him from Olympiakos for £3 million. Has, for a season, been their main goalie. They did dispatch of him rather quickly, and I'll admit, his average ratings don't look all that impressive. But at £3 million, a Greek goalie who's got caps in his homegrown nation, I think the price is good. If there's a concern, it's definitely the fact he doesn't like important matches. And while with our final transfer, money was burning a hole in my pocket. We're playing a 3 at the back system this year. We had 4 kind of starting centre-backs I'd feel confident calling upon. I feel like when you're playing a back 3, you maybe need a 5th centre-back you can trust. That is why Jabali is here. Tunisian international, 20 years old, only 9 heading, but look at the jumping reach. Does he need to be able to head it accurately when he's got 19 jumping reach? I'm not sure. Great leadership as well. All I'm saying is, when Captain Pantasis leaves the club, be that at the end of the year on a free transfer or sooner, I think Jabali's just the ready-made replacement. 20 years old and bags of potential to boot. So this team really has seen a big rebuild of all the transfers that we've done. We've spent the vast majority of the £20 million I was given. Still a little bit of wage budget and a little bit of transfer budget to make stuff happen, but yeah, don't expect too many more additions before the season closes. The first team squad is currently at 27 players, so it's already a little on the bigger side, but all in all, at least now going into the season, I feel like we have the depth required. Now, with all the signings we've made, if we look at the season preview here, we have now climbed up to 5th. I feel like in Greece, the top 4 teams are just a bit of a jump ahead of everyone else. This year, I'd love to get 5th. I think that would be a good season. If we could break into that top 4, in my eyes, that would be a great season. Sadly, as you can see here, still no players in the Media Dream 11. Board expectation for this year is a mid-table finish. Of course, in the Super League, there is a mid-season split, so I really want to be in the top 6 after everyone has played each other twice. We will know if we've made that kind of cut 26 games into the season. And well, to open up the season, we have a big old test. AEK Athens, local rivals, Champions League qualified team. Last year they won the league. The year before that they won the league. At home against them though? Am I deluded in thinking we have a chance? Now, in terms of the team news with this game, I have made the executive decision that the captain in Pantasis should not be on the pitch for this game. He's literally announced days ago he wants to leave the club. I'm probably going to look to sell him on, in all honesty. It does mean in the back 3, there is a new addition in the heart of the defence, and that is Harrison Murray Campbell. The 29-year-old signed on a free transfer, hopefully going to offer some experience alongside players who are already at the club in Inaki Moreno, who will be playing at centre-back. And also Amos Chukwuma, one of the best, most exciting centre-back options in the team, has some really, really good potential. He is, of our centre-backs, the one with the least bad left foot. Jabali, the 19 jumping reach Tunisian bloke that we signed very recently, probably will get some minutes this year, but He's on international duty to start the year, annoyingly. Kotsaridis is going to be playing at left wing back. Of course, the Greek international was one of the best players when he came into the club. Not looking to move on from him just yet, but around him, there are some new players. Abubakar, of course, was our big right wing back addition. Less than £1 million from Fulham. Like the look of this guy, very solid defensively. Not necessarily the best going forward, but you know what? 10 crossing and 10 dribbling for a regen wing back is basically just elite level, because wing backs just don't exist in the future, according to Football Manager. In the centre of the midfield, we are going to have Ronnie Harrison, hopefully running the show as the more defensively minded midfielder, and then newly nicknamed Akis. Look, with the Greek names, some of them just scare me. So, yeah, Akis is his name. I've decided. This guy made his international debut against England. I feel like that's a good omen or something. He will be playing as a centre mid on attack for us this year. Probably should train him in the role, but when we look at his attributes here, he really fits the mould of the player kind of for this role really reasonably. Wish his acceleration was high, but he is top quality versus the rest of our team. I'm going to hope that his creativity in the middle of the field can, well, transpire to goals in the final third. Jatta, record transfer in terms of the wages we're offering him. He was, of course, a free transfer in terms of transfer fee, but on £45,000, this man has to perform. He is going to be starting at left wing for us, but we have got Jalilov, who was the old key player. There's a world where maybe Jalilov comes in for games at left mid and Jatta plays up front, but I think the current set of players is our best 11. That does mean that Jabira is getting the nod. I'm sorry to the Michelin man. I feel like between Michelin and Jabira, these two boys are going to be battling it out to be that second striker in our team. But I do like the Michelin man, just as a big meaty boy with great aerial ability to throw on if we're chasing games. And leading the line up top, we've got Leon Sakos, the 27-year-old Greek striker. Is a quality player who may well leave us on a free at the end of the year. We need to get off to a good start to try and convince players like Petros here that they shouldn't leave the club. I am going to hope that with the new signings we've made, we are going to see some good performances. I think Akis at centre mid on attack has to hit the ground running, because if he doesn't really perform, I'm not sure where the creativity in the midfield's going to come from. I mean, we'd be hoping it comes from Mark, which is a bit of a concern, I think. Elsewhere, obviously, Jatta earning the big bucks out on the left-hand side of the midfield is important for us. And Jabira, you might remember, he had a spell previously in Greece and it didn't work out for him. We've brought him back to a country that wasn't a happy hunting ground, and I'm going to hope he has a better time under us. In terms of AEK's team, Meerdink here is the odds-on favourite for best player in the division. And when you compare him against our players, you can see why he is quite good, isn't he? But you know what? They might have the favourite to be the best player in the league. We've got spirit and an asymmetric formation on our side. We are at home for this game. I would love to cause an upset. With how the Greek season works. Oh my, there's pyros in the stand. Sorry, we've got well, it's their pyro. It's their fans have brought the pyros. But still, there's flares in the stand. We're attacking. And Akis really should have kept his header down there. Right, AEK with Ilev through the middle. Great tackle there by Chukwuma. Sadly, though, they've got it back again, and it's Karpukas bringing it through the middle. And I'll tell you what, Fivos tipped that over the crossbar. Okay, we're coming up to half an hour played in this game. If nothing else, we are going toe-to-toe with them thus far. Murray Campbell at centre-back steps out, trying to open up a bit of opportunities for us. Abubakar, the right wing-back, loses out, and now there could be a counter-attack on. They've got players surging forward. We dink it, Akis forgets to jump, but we are battling hard, and we are looking up for this game against AEK Athens. It's switched wide. Leon Sakos lays it wide to Kotsaridis, the left wing-back, donning the captain's armband, plays inside. Jatta squares it. It falls to Leon Sakos. It's a goal. We take the lead. Extinguish your pyros in the corners, AEK fans. Your boys are down. There was a bit of a ping-pong frenzy in the box here. I'm not sure how it made its way through. Jatta, I don't think, was given an assist. It bounced off the keeper 3 times, but the ball did eventually end up in the back of the net. 10 minutes left of this first half. I mean, I'll be honest, it's not exactly been a classic. We've had one shot on target. It went in. I'm not going to complain. It doesn't matter how you win them as long as you get all 3 points. And right now at the break, we are very much on course for that. I have to praise the players, don't I? Jabira's not had the best game at pressing forward. The Michelin man is sat on the bench wanting to come on. Kotsaridis has got different ideas. He whips it in. It's headed away. Jatta looking to keep it alive. Kotsaridis, the left wing back, fizzes it in. Jabira scores. He's not coming off the pitch. The Michelin man, if he sat on the bench next to me wanting to come on, he can hush his gums. Kotsaridis with the outswinging corner. It was headed away rather unconvincingly. Jatta kept it alive. Kotsaridis bringing it forward, and there were just two players queuing up in the middle. Admittedly, we've only had 2 shots on target in this game, and they've both gone in. I'm here to tell you, we do not care, and we've got another set piece here. We've got our own pyros in the corner as well. Chukwuma there doesn't win it, but Kotsaridis is going to look to keep it alive. Abubakar shoots. That was only just over. Okay, you know what? Akis is on a booking here. I'm going to be sensible. Mandas, a player who I've not mentioned all that much, but a solid defensive mid in his own right. Another one of these players who's thinking about jumping ship at the end of the year. I'm going to be the sweaty, try-hard nerd. We're going to 2 defensive midfielders. I'm going to play Mandas, actually. I think as a ball-winning midfielder. And I just kind of want to try and see this game out now. Normally I have the centre mid on attack looking for underlap. We'll get rid of that and instead look for the overlaps in the wider areas. Kotsaridis at left wing back is on a booking. You know what? Mikel Dew, a player who finds himself down the pecking order with my arrival. Going to give him a chance to show us what he's all about. I feel bad for Kotsaridis because he's played well. I can't afford to go down a man here. There's still half an hour left. It's a local derby. I don't know who I can trust and who I can't trust to kind of maintain their composure and not get sent off. What I'll say is, whilst our XG is stupendously high for such a small amount of shots, the most pleasing thing here is not that finish by Jabira, is actually the fact that we are completely shutting down AEK from a defensive point of view. They have created nothing in this game, and against the reigning champions, in our very first game, I mean, I don't want to jinx it, I think we're going to win. And I'll tell you what, we could win even more handsomely. We are on the attack potentially yet again. Chukwuma, the left centre-back, dinks it. Dew, options in the middle. Loads of success for us has come down this left-hand side today. Jatta, Harrison, Abubakar. I don't know how he missed the target there. There's 5 minutes of added time at the end of this game. If there's a down note to this game, we've had 4 yellow cards. So it was feisty, but you know what? We got the job done. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. That'll do me. I mean, I don't want to, get carried away too soon, but could we actually be really good? Of course, the media prediction we had at the start of the year of 6th and the board expectation of mid-table was with the current team. We've added in some quality, although what I will say is man of the match in that game was a bloke who was already here. I'm not sure what the fixture congestion is like. It looks like it's actually fairly spaced out fixture-wise this year, although, of course, cup games will come into the fray, I'm sure. But our very next game against Kalamata, away from home, is only 4 days away. They were newly promoted. I'd like to think we can beat them handsomely. Let's see how we get on. Okay, game number 2 today against Kalamata. Away from home, that always makes me a little bit nervous, but they are a team that have only just been promoted. They're predicted to finish bottom. They didn't win their opening game either. It's only been 4 days since the last game, but we're not going to overcomplicate things here. We are going to play just the same team that played the last match and run it back. I think next episode I will dive into the tactic that we're using here a little bit more. I mentioned it a couple of videos ago, but it's a tactic I've been using in the league, which is a player versus player football manager tournament. I feel like 3 at the back formations kind of suffer from this issue where sometimes it can be difficult to create stuff whilst retaining a defensive solidity. I do feel like with this shape we have here, you kind of get a bit more of that solidity. Akis, instead of playing as a defensive mid, is able to push up a little bit more. And by having that asymmetry of a left kind of winger with a right centre attacking striker, it just creates a nice little offset where you can be a bit unpredictable, I suppose, in your build-up play. Anyway, we've got to throw in on this near side immediately. This stadium seems absolutely... Sorry, what is that pass by Akis? What was that pass? I was about to sit and criticise the stadium for having a multi-storey car park behind one of the goals. That pass is stupid. Jatta scores his first ever goal. I have got to remind myself every time Jatta scores, it is costing me quite a lot of money with his contract. Every goal is worth £11,000. I'm just going to hope he doesn't score too many. Well, we've just scored from 1 throw-in. Could we do it on the other side? Now, Kotsaridis fizzes it in. Jatta, goal scorer, turning assister? Maybe he does. Akis scores. The assist isn't actually going to go through. That felt a bit fortunate how it's gone in. I'm not going to complain. I feel sorry for their goalie because I feel like he actually did an okay job on the initial save. Akis shot, keeper actually was blocked by the defender. Keeper's on the floor. Akis heads it over and it p-rolls into the back of the net. I feel bad for Kalamata. We're 2 goals up. This might verge on bullying based on what we're seeing in the early phases of play here. Akis has the ball, lays it inside to Abubakar. He's going to look to skip inside Harrison. Kotsaridis, the left wing back. We got man of the match last game. He nearly got a goal there. Safe to say it's been a very, very good start to this game. We are having a lot of joy in the wider areas. Akis, Harrison, Abubakar, the right wing back can't get it in, but Akis is going to keep it alive. Moreno, the right centre back, stepping forward here, giving it to Chukwuma, who's now going to step forward on his own volition. Our back three, looking competent in possession, dare I say. Moreno bringing it forward into the space, lays it wide. Abubakar, options inside for the right wing backs, fizzes it in. Leon Sakos probably should have scored there. It is just chance after chance after chance in this game. Abubakar back post, Jatta, it's saved, it falls straight back to him. I feel like we're getting very lucky with these rebounds today. I mean, as much as I want to celebrate this goal, I am thinking of the money leaving the club's bank account as Jatta grabs another. He headed it initially, keeper parried it, and you know what? I felt sorry for the goalie. Now I've watched it back. That is just an awful initial save, isn't it? They have got a set piece here. If they get one back, I'm not going to panic too much, but it would be lovely to keep a clean sheet, and in fact, it would be even more lovely to hit them on the counter. Leon Sakos bringing it forward, the striker. Couple of options in the middle, with players arriving late into the box. Can he get the ball in? He looks to pull it to the edge. We might be a little open to a counter-attack of their own here as they bring it forward, although their striker's going to have to hold it up nicely. Colombo to Gumas. Lost. Harrison doing great job as the defensive midfielder for us there. And now Moreno has it. It is end-to-end like a basketball kind of game. It's the shot clock is at 10. Can we get a shot away? Abubakar. Jabira. We do get a shot away. It's 4. I feel bad. I'll tell you what, there was not universal love for Jabiro down in the comment section, but he's got 2 goals in 2 games today, and that finish there was really, really nice. I thought today it'd be nice to test ourselves against the newly promoted team and the reigning champions, just to kind of get an idea of perhaps where we fit in the spectrum. We're about to win the opening 2 games of the year, and we are winning them rather convincingly. I hope I'm not jinxing this one preemptively, but at 4-0 up, we do look very, very good. Baltimore is looking to make me shut up by making something magical happen for them here. I mean, even if they were to get 1 goal back, I'm not going to panic immediately. Colombo at right wing back, stepping forward for them. Options in the middle. We block the initial cross. It's pulled back in. Panagidis. Well, they have got 1 back there. It's now 4-1. The good news is it is only going to be the 1 goal back at the break. 4-1 up. We look very good still. Yeah, it's a shame we couldn't keep back-to-back clean sheets, but there is so much more to enjoy and, well, just praise in this game here. Leon Sakos up top's been a bit quiet for this game. You know what? The Michelin man himself, we're going to bring him in and see what he can do. His technicals are awful, but he is a big, meaty man. Look at the jumping reach. Look at the strength. You know what you're going to get from him. With him on the pitch as well, you know what? We're going to start to float crosses in. I have also noticed here, Jatta has picked up an injury. Jalilov is going to come in. We really don't want to see Jatta injured longer term. Probably also good for the bank account to just take him off so he can't get any more goals. Not quite been the same flurry of action that there was in the first half, but regardless, we look in cruise control, and whilst it'd be nice to take it up a gear, I think we've seen enough today to say I will be satisfied. Akis bursting through the middle, one-on-one. Lovely, lovely finish by him at the centre mid on attack role. Genuinely, the centre mid on attack role is just one of my favourite roles in Football Manager. I feel like it's been good for so long. The pressing forward on support drops deep. Akis makes the run on ahead. Keeper might feel disappointed to get beaten at the near post, but it was a really nice goal. We are on the hour mark here. It's 5-1. It's game over. They are not passing go. They are not collecting £200. But they nearly did collect a second goal there. That did just hit the post. Right, Mikel Jew, you proved your worth last game. I'm going to bring you on. Also, Panzazis, you know what? You've been a pain in the arse. I'm still going to give you a chance. He's announced he wants to leave on a free transfer. I don't know if players can ever kind of take that back and say, hey, actually, you know what? I got it wrong. I want to sign a new deal. I feel like that's almost my mission for this year, is to try and convince him to stay at the club, because he is the club captain and he's not a bad footballer. I'll be honest, the main reason I want him to stay around is because he's homegrown at club, which longer term for this side, if they are going to make it to the Champions League under my stewardship, like we are going to have an issue with homegrown at club players and homegrown in nation players, he'd be a way by which to perhaps resolve that. Anyway, Jalilov inside. Akis nearly grabbed another. It's weird, 5-1 almost feels like it flatters us in terms of compared to our XG, but we've had 26 shots in this game. You'll note we don't have a lot of the ball. With this system, we've got a lot of players sat behind the ball. We almost want to invite the opposition forward and then attack into the space they have in behind. kind of lure them into a false sense of security, force them to go long, win the ball, and then when we do win it, get the ball up the pitch nice and quickly with intricate passing. A little bit like this, he says. Jalilov, this has actually been really lovely build-up play. Oh, we hit the woodwork. It would have been such a good goal. Have still got a corner, mind you. Jalilov on his wonderful left foot floats it in. It was a free header. The Michelin man has to keep that down. Okay, this game does finish 5-1 in the end. A dominant display. We absolutely destroyed them. Akis, 2 goals and an assist. I'm kind of glad I went back in for him. After ballsing up the potential transfer of him last episode, I kind of saw the light a few weeks later, went back in, picked him up. And right now he looks worth every penny. 2 games, 2 wins, goal difference of 6. I don't think it gets much better than that. Now, it is worth noting that with the league season format, there's 14 teams in the league. You play everyone twice, and then assuming we finish in the top 6, you'll then play the other 5 teams in the top 6 alongside you twice more. Which is why, despite the fact we have got PAOK in our very next game, I'm not going to worry about that, because we are going to play them probably 3 more times in the league this year. So we'll get to them in the future, I'm certain. Like I said, we'll dive a little bit more into the tactic and kind of the thinking and logic behind it next episode. But if you've got any thoughts on the players, the team, potentially areas I should be looking to shore up with what's left of the transfer window, let me know what you think down below. After the rocky start today of our captain announcing he wants to leave the club, and you'll notice here I've actually removed him as captain. There's currently no vice-captain. I should sort that, really. You know what? Murray Campbell, you are going to be vice-captain. But yeah, just to circle back to my original point that I was going to make before I realised I didn't have a vice-captain, after an awful start to the season, on the pitch, things are going to plan. I am going to hope that continues. Not sure what matches we're going to be back for next time. You'll have to tune in on Monday to find out. If you've enjoyed the episode, as always, go down below, show some love, become an Algorithm Ultra today, and feed it. And other than that, I'll see you on Monday for more. It's me, Jack. Appreciate you watching. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.